Geico proudly presents the Sunday Night Anthem.
Sunday Night Football, everybody watching!
It's Sunday night. Waiting all day for Sunday night. All right, what a night, it's finally here. Sunday Night Football's kicking into high gear. The stars have arrived, come on, get up and cheer. Hey Jack, it's a fact, the show's back in town. Vikings and the Broncos in a nasty showdown. The stadium's rocking, time to crank up the sound. The NFL's best have come to play. Coast to coast, there's just one thing left to say. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's every fan's life. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night.
They came out smoking.
It's caught! That's unbelievable!
What is going on around here?
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
An overcast, chilly Sunday night in Denver, Colorado. And the usual sellout crowd of 76,000 fills in Power Field at Mile High, home of the surging Denver Broncos. Led by their quarterback, Russell Wilson. And tonight taking on one of the great stories, Josh Dobbs and the Minnesota Vikings on NBC's Sunday Night Football. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark. These are two teams that make us love the journey that is a football season. I'm going to start with Denver because they had a generationally bad defensive performance. They gave up 70 in Miami. They were 1-5. But Chris, they've won their last three. And the two guys who have Super Bowl rings, Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, starting to figure this thing out.
I guess that's not a surprise, though, right? Those two guys, they're pretty good. The surprise maybe has been the approach, the way they've been pounding the football with Javonte Williams and not so much with the passing game. But we know Sean, and we know Russell. It is Sunday Night Football. It is national television. We might see a few moon balls out here tonight.
Against a Minnesota team that loves to blitz. But the Vikings are starting 0-3, right? And they lose the football a lot. They lose their all-pro receiver. They lose their quarterback, Kirk Cousins. But now they turn around and have won 5 in a row. They're the hottest team in the league. And Josh Dobbs, the QB, for the last 2.
You know, every year we get to do really good stories, and a lot of them fizzle out after a couple of weeks, and who knows what happens with this one. But Josh Dobbs came in and won 2 football games in which he barely knew the plays and barely knew his teammates. And I don't know which way this thing is going to go, but if he wins again out here tonight, this has a chance to be really fun.
See if the story continues. A couple of teams that have played themselves into playoff contention, and as we said, they are hot. Minnesota going for 6 in a row. Denver for 4 straight. It's the Vikings and the Broncos and the Rockies on Sunday Night Football.
That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night.
Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Hyundai. It's your journey. And by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. UntuckIt.com. NBC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Minnesota's first visit to the Front Range of the Rockies in 8 years. Broncos have won 3 in a row, best in the AFC. Vikings 5 in a row, best in the NFL. And for more on the man of the moment in Minneapolis, here's Melissa Stark. Hey, Melissa.
Hi, Mike. It is day 20 for Josh Dobbs with the Vikings, and he told us there is no normalcy in his life. It feels like a movie. He said this time last year, he thought he'd never score an NFL touchdown. Now he has 5 5 touchdowns in 2 games for Minnesota. He said he doesn't mind all the chaos because he only has one chance to live out his dream on the field. But it has been a full team effort. His parents, Stephanie and Robert, have helped Josh move every time he changes teams. And they were even packing up his house in Arizona when I talked to them this week. Outside of COVID, they have been at every single one of his games at every level of his career. He told us the last few weeks it has felt like he's drinking information from a fire hose. And he said he knows this lifestyle is not for the faint of heart, but he wouldn't change it for the world, Mike.
Quite a story. And part of that story, too, is how Kevin O'Connell has helped make the adjustment for Josh Dobbs at quarterback. We'll get into that as the night goes on. O'Connell's Vikings trying to stay close enough to the Lions, who they played twice in the final 3 weeks. On the other side for Sean Payton and Denver. Hey, they beat the Chiefs as part of this 3-game win streak. 5 losses right on the edge of the AFC wild card chase. It is 53 degrees here in Denver on this Sunday night. There are showers in the forecast for late first, early second half. We will keep an eye on that as we go through the night. Denver did win the toss, defer the option to the second half, so we'll see Dobbs and Minnesota on the field first. It's kind of a wild story to see the way Dobbs has not only come in, saved the day after the Kirk Cousins injury, but he's also been a rallying cry for a lot of the team. They feel like they really connect very well with this guy, who many of them didn't know a few weeks ago.
Well, it's every man's story, right? I mean, he really played a long time in the NFL without ever getting a chance. Got a chance, was in Arizona, won 1 game there, comes here, wins 2 in a row. He gets carried off on their shoulders. I mean, it's like he said to us, it's like a movie. It really is.
Willets going to kick it off for Denver. Kene Nwanwu back to receive for Minnesota. Has 3 career touchdown returns. But you don't get many of any returns here. Only 5 kickoffs have been returned here at altitude, a mile high this season. Who stays hot? Broncos or Vikings? About to find out. Off we go from Denver. It is a touchback. Vikings take over at the 25, and here's their offense.